Hello again, folks. I'm Eberag, and welcome back to Re-inforcement. When last we left our intrepid task force, we had finished fending off 2 attacks from the Vietnamese and taking out 2 Vietnamese ships, and we were sending this P3 Orion up to locate the Soviet task force. So, let's unpause time and see what happens. Okay, so we've identified the civilian ship. Our P3 Orions are checking it out. Okay, so they've identified it as civilian. Let's get this guy back up to cruise max altitude. Goblin detected by ESM. Let's send this guy up to check it out. So we're going to bait the Soviets into opening fire. We may lose this Orion in the process, but that's going to give us all clearance to fire back on them. I mean, it's better we lose this Orion than something more valuable. Okay, so now we've detected the Soviets. Let's move in to get a closer look. They're blasting everything, all the radars, all the jammers. Not going to end well for them. Okay, so we've detected this civvy. Let's get these guys back down to this guy back down to 1,000 feet above sea level.
Tactical. Buster 2-1. Negative radar contact. Procedural control only. Maintain all separation.
Slow down time a bit.
Tactical. Buster 2-1. Negative radar contact. Procedural control only. Maintain all separation.
Okay, so detecting these guys with radar. Let's get closer. Slow down time a bit more. We're identifying these guys. And they're firing on us. Let's hit the deck. Military power. And the Orion has been destroyed, so let's actually go to NASQ by point. Launch this P3C Orion with an ASW loadout. And let's even go so far as to deactivate the Search the AO mission, since we have more pressing things at hand. Keep sending this guy up here. Keep him at low altitude. Okay. So the P3C Orion has launched. Let's bring him over to intercept this Goblin contact. Okay. So this P3 Orion is getting closer to this guy. Slow down time a bit. And now he's detecting this guy with Mark 1 eyeball. Can't detect him forever like this, so let's drop an active sonobuoy, no, a passive sonobuoy shallow. And let's bring this guy up here, cruise max altitude. Speed up time, see what happens. Okay, So now he's detecting them through radar. Let's go to Clark Air Force Base, and let's actually arm these guys with their heavy loadouts. And go to these guys, launch the guys with Standards and Mavericks as a group, and launch the guys with Standards and Shrikes as a group. Let's go to Task Group 76. Oh shit. Okay, these guys are slowing down to regroup. We don't want them to do that. I know the problem is the toddy here. So let's detach it, as well as the San Bernardino. Group these two together and move them up here at flank speed. Goblin detected by Lofar. It's an SSG again. We need to take it out. These things are nasty little buggers, especially with the bad air defenses we have now. Oh, let's get this P3C Orion to drop to low altitude. And we've identified this guy as a Charlie. And our Wild Weasel Phantoms are launching. Let's move them up here. This is going to be out of their strike radius, so let's tell them to not RTB when bingo fuel. And the guys with Standards and Shrike, all these with Standards and Shrikes are launching, and they're all airborne, so let's bring them up here. Again, out of their strike radius, so let's tell them not to RTB when bingo fuel. Okay, let's focus on this guy. Let's get him to drop a passive sonobuoy shallow. And that torpedo malfunctioned. And the Charlie's out. So yay. Let's focus on this guy now. And we know this guy's an SSG. So he's actually supposed to attack radar installations on the Philippines, but for some reason he never does that. It's a bug. Devs, fix it. I really need to be careful about any bogey spot because there might be a strike incoming. Let's get this guy to allocate a lightweight torpedo to this SSG. And we identified it as a whiskey longbin. Okay. Torpedo in the water, and the whiskey longbin is down. Let's turn off this guy's altitude manual override, focus on this guy, and speed up time. Although, while we're at it, we don't need a fighter sweep over the Philippines anymore. So, let's get them to protect the carrier group. fixed bearing to task group 76.4. Depat these guys and focus on these guys. And actually, let's go to the mission editor, tell Fighter Suite Philippines, name the Fighter Suite carrier, and tell it that the attack throttle is military power. Okay, let's repat these guys over here. Slow down time just a bit. And fire. So let's allocate 4 standards to each of the escorts that are not the Dimitris Pozharsky. That's a Sverlov. It is basically worthless in this late in the Cold War. But we're still going to fire on it, just with standards. And make sure we have the allocations right. Okay, let's get Flight 1726 to go to minimum altitude. And also tell them not to automatically evade. Actually, no, that's a bit risky to fire on these guys with Mavericks. Let's just get these guys to return to base. And reset all their doctrines back to inherited. And focus on this guy. Okay, so all the standards hit. Now let's move on to Shrikes. Tempted to fire at the Dimitris Pozharsky, but again, it's not really a threat. The other ships are the threat, but then again, they're hurting right now. So let's fire at the Dimitri Pozharsky. Okay, these guys are returning to base. Let's reset their doctrines. And the Dimitris Pozharsky is hurting. So let's move on forward. Okay. So the Phantoms are now moving. Oh wait, these Phantoms are returning to base. Goblin detected by Lofar. It's an SSN, so it's hostile. It's a Victor. These things are can be really problematic to torpedo, since they're very fast. And we're firing SM1s at the nails. Okay, drop passive sonar buoy deep. Firing more SM-1s at the males. Even more. This Victor is going to be a real pain in the ass to take out. And that torpedo missed completely. Tease. Get this guy to drop a passive sonobuoy deep. Get this guy to drop a passive sonobuoy deep. And there's time, but let's wait until this Victor is dead. Fuck, that torpedo missed entirely. Let's get this guy to drop a passive sonobuoy deep. Okay, let's fire on this guy with an ash rock. Specifically, an ash rock from the Benjamin Stoddard. What? Oh. And we've taken out the Victor. We took like fucking all of our torpedoes, so yeah. That's it for now, folks. This is Ebereg. I'll see you next time.